This is New York's Country 94.7.
Here he is, ACM, Artist of the Decade.
I like it.
Why aren't you wearing your sash? Your artist
They didn't
of
give
the
me a sash. I got cheated.
Cheated.
Was I supposed to get a sash?
Totally cheated. Your 9th studio album is officially out, and that's why you're in the city, aptly titled 9, because that number is super special to you.
Yeah, growing up, I was a big baseball player and thought that was going to be what I was going to do with my life for the longest time, and so 9 was just the number I wore growing up. It was always kind of my ball players are really superstitious. Baseball players are anyway, and numbers are a really important thing. So the 9 was always my number, and even now, anytime I play in any kind of celebrity game or if I play somewhere and they give me a jersey, it's always got the 9 on it, So it's just kind of always been a special number for me, and I always knew if I ever made 9 albums, it was going to be called 9. I didn't know how long it was going to take me to get there. So I looked up, and here we are.
But I love that manifestation, how you were going to get there.
Yeah, you put it out there and think about it. At some point, it'll happen, and. But it's been named for a long time.
This album, talk about bang for your buck. You got 16 songs on this in a world where artists are releasing like 1 or 2 songs at a time or an EP. I feel like it's a really good value. It's almost like 2 albums. Was that intentional?
Well, I think for us, the norm has been, the last, as far back as I can remember, really. The norm for us has been about 15 songs. And that was kind of the plan for this album, too. We just happened to have 16 songs that I liked, and I wasn't really willing to cut one of those songs off. So we just put 16 on there. But, the way music is now anymore, people are cutting, just 8-song little EPs or 6-song EPs or doing it more on a singles base. And I just find it really hard to go in there and lock into a rhythm of if you're only going to cut a few songs. So sometimes for us, it takes cutting a few songs to really dial in the direction the album's going to go and kind of how it shapes up. So I don't know. I still enjoy making full-length albums, and I hope it's something that never goes away. I hope that it doesn't, go to a singles-driven thing. It kind of is a little bit now anyway, but obviously people are still, listening to albums. They're doing it. They're not, as many aren't buying them anymore. You stream everything now. So, if we're making them and people are listening to them, that's all you can ask for. So as long as they're listening, we'll make them.
It's a good hang, too. It's a good, crank it up on the patio while you deep fry your turkey.
That's right. But deep frying a turkey takes a long time, so you can't just have 4 songs on a record.
That's right.
You have to listen to them over and over and over.
It doesn't happen overnight.
Right, 16 songs, they'll get you through.
Mm-hmm. I feel like in this album, we got that Jason Aldean sound that you love, with just enough twists and turns that refresh your sound and make it interesting.
Well, yeah, I think that, the kind of music that I've always done and what I still like to do, when you buy one of our albums, obviously you're going to hear those types of songs. But I also think that it's important to find those songs that allow you to kind of go down a little bit of a different path and stretch it out a little bit. I'll be honest, as a fan of music, I used to hate when I would lock onto an artist and I love what they did, and then the next album would be nothing like what I loved about them the first time. So, I enjoy what I do. I enjoy making the music I make, and there's been a fan base who's supported it over the years. And when we go in, it's like we cut those kind of songs because that's what I like. And, and then we're going to have those opportunities on different songs that come out where we're like, all right, well, let's try this and see, what happens with this one or that one. And so there's always going to be those songs too that kind of push a little bit more than others, and then we're going to have the things that are kind of our bread and butter that I feel like is what we do best.
If you did do a totally funky, completely different, almost Garth Brooks,
Chris Gaines?
Yes,
yeah.
Chris Gaines. If you did that kind of album, what would it be?
Man, I don't know.
People would be like, what? That's Jason Aldean?
I don't know. Maybe like a blues record or something. I don't know. But honestly, with me, I really try to incorporate all those things in our albums anyway. Because I am a fan of rock and blues and hip hop and R&B and all those things. Obviously, country. So, I almost feel like when we're making an album, a lot of times, depending on the songs, but a lot of times songs allow us to to go and dabble in some of those things here and there throughout the record anyway. So, but it would, I don't know. I'm a country artist, but I mean, if I ever did something different, maybe blues.
Yeah, I like that.
Rock.
Well,
Rock would be too easy. That would actually be my first.
I mean, Gregorian chants would be a real challenge.
I would make a rock record in a heartbeat.
Let me go to my list. That's a good segue for
Go.
My songs that I want to tell you that I liked and why I liked them.
Well,
Okay, I felt like it was
get to it.
The R&B song. I believe the sexy, super sensual Jason Aldean. Is it too much? Too much? You can tell my word. Got what I got.
Here, yeah. Kelly.
Sorry. It's not about you. It's about the song.
Right. Clearly.
Got What I Got is a great song. Sexy. It's got that R&B vibe.
Yeah, it's cool. And, that was one of those songs, again, that kind of allowed us to do something a little different. I mean, I think that, we've done some of that stuff in the past with Burning It Down, and on the last album, You Make It Easy was kind of along those lines. But, with this song, it was one of those that, I thought, man, this is so different than anything else we have for the record, and such a great song. And I was telling somebody the other day, it's like when I listen to it, it almost makes me feel like I'm at an 8th grade dance listening to Boys to Men or something, and I'm like standing on the wall at a dance. But it's a cool one. I think that's going to be a big song for us off this record.
Champagne Town, I love the vibe in that one, the kind of beat.
Yeah, it's Josh Thompson was one of the writers on that, who also wrote Drowns of Whiskey and Any Old Bar Stool for us on the last couple albums, and just a really great writer.
And has great hair, that guy.
Yeah, and he has a great way of phrasing things and lyrically, like putting things in a way that it's just cool, and Champagne Town was one of those that kind of starts on the offbeat, and it's cool. It's a big one too.
Another fave, Camouflage Hat, and guess what I brought you? You talk about Camouflage Hat. Wow,
yeah.
Whip it out. A limited edition New York's Country 94.7. Not many people have those.
There it is.
Jason
Well,
Aldean.
it is deer hunting season right now, so
I want to picture that with the turkey fryer.
with the turkey fryer.
And you need to tag the station. There's the pressure. But that is a great song.
Well, thank you. Yeah, that's another Josh Thompson song actually, and I think he wrote that one with Ben Hayslip and Red Akins, maybe, I think. But just cool. I mean, that was a song that just kind of reminded me of growing up in Georgia, and how me and my friends used to kind of work during the week, and just to be able to blow it all on the weekends, and it's just something that I could relate to.
And so many bangers. I mean, you got Some Things I Can't Forget, The Same Way, your current single, We Back.
Yeah, We Back, written by Tyler Hubbard from Florida Georgia Line. And The Same Way was one that I was actually on my way to the studio one day, and Brantley Gilbert texted me and said, "Hey, man, I hear you're in the studio. You mind if I send you some songs?" And I was like, absolutely. So I'm listening on the way to the studio with no intentions. I don't even know this song yet. And on the way to the studio, I heard The Same Way, and I got to the studio and told my producer, I was like, all right, well, we're not cutting this song today. We're cutting this new one that I just heard on the way. So I literally heard it that day, and we cut it that afternoon.
Talk About George is another one of those. I could just see you on stage performing live.
Well, my band wrote that. Two of the guys in my band wrote Talk About Georgia, and, they got it figured out. They know if they put Georgia in any song that I'm going to like, especially if they put it in the title, that it's going to get a second listen, like, you know what I mean? So they've got me figured out now, I think.
I had a moment where I was like, it'd be cool for this interview if I went through and counted how many times he says red dirt or town, and then I was like, seems like a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot, right? Has anybody ever done that?
No, town song. I have a ton of town songs. So I mean, starting with Hicktown, Tattoos on This Town, and Rearview Town,
Keeping It Small Town,
Keeping It Small Town, Champagne Town.
Yeah. A lot of town stuff.
Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's right. When you do those banger songs, now, are you doing those because you love to perform them? Are you also, and you love the songs, obviously, but that they will just kill at live shows?
Well, I mean, those big kind of rock tempo things, I mean, it's such a big part of what I do. It's always has been. And, I was a huge fan of rock and roll, and I loved the instrumentation in rock and roll, the big, open chords and stuff, but I always loved the lyric and melody of country music. So to me, it's always been such a huge part of blending those two has always been a huge part of my sound, and they're fun to play live. I mean, those are the songs that when you crank into them live, those are the ones that people flip out over, and
We Back is,
yeah,
you play that for a live crowd?
Oh yeah. So
I
mean, and it just, it's just fun. Those are the songs that people come to see a show. They want to hear the slow stuff, but they still want to like cut loose a little bit too. And so
you got to make out, and then
so
you got to
I
be like, wow.
right. I like slowing it down for them for like a song, maybe two, and then like start punching them again with some big ones, and I want them to be exhausted by the end of the show.
Well, you were here twice. You bookended the summer for us in Homedale and then at Jones Beach. So we were doing that. It was great shows.
I froze at Jones Beach.
Oh, it was so cold that night.
Windy, cold. It was flood. It had flooded earlier in the day. We were worried we weren't going to get to play the show, and we finally played it. And that was probably the coldest show we played all year.
That was pretty epic.
But it was fun.
Yeah.
Fans came out no matter what. It was raining and nasty, and they still showed up. So it was great.
In honor of your new album, Jason Aldean 9, I do a little thing on the show called Kelly's Quick 6, but I'm going to change it to Kelly's Quick 9. Okay? Can you do it with
very
me?
clever. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm a low-hanging fruit kind of girl.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you are on it.
No, yes, here we go. Pumpkin pie or pecan pie?
Pumpkin pie.
Sub-question, pecan or pecan? Who says pecan? Is that a Georgia thing?
I don't know. I always said pecan.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't even say either one.
That wasn't even an option.
Yeah,
All right.
option C.
Pecan. All right. Buddy the Elf or Elf on the Shelf?
Elf on the Shelf.
Okay. Turkey or ham?
Turkey.
Christmas Vacation or Christmas Story?
Christmas Story.
I knew you'd say that. Eggnog or hot chocolate?
Hot chocolate. Eggnog. Ugh, I can't. Yeah, hot chocolate. Actually, coffee, if that's an option. But since it's not, I'll go with hot chocolate.
Angel or Star? Tree topper.
I think we have deer antlers, but if I had to pick one, it'd probably be the Star.
Deer antlers in the shape of an angel or a star.
No, they're just well.
You could probably do that.
Maybe. Maybe the Star. I think I dig the Star.
That'd be some truck stop art we could make money at. Like, here's an angel made of antlers.
Somebody would buy it.
I know.
I'm telling you.
That's the truth.
My family.
All I Want for Christmas, Mariah or White Christmas, Bing?
All I Want for Christmas, Mariah.
Yes,
yeah.
It's
One of my favorite Christmas songs.
It really is. Real or fake?
Fake with lights already attached.
Now, what about your tree?
Same.
Oh, hey. And finally, naughty or nice?
Naughty.
There you go. Clearly. That was just a rhetorical question.
I had to answer that way sitting next to you.
I feel like
you bring out the worst of me.
Lordy. Hey, happy Thanksgiving, Jason Aldean.
Thank you very much. Good to see you.
This is New York's Country 94.7.